Hello everyone, it's Friday. It is January 15th, and today for reading, you're going to need this paper, which is our questions on our big yucca plant story, and you're also going to need your big book, your big reading book. All right, so it is Friday. It's the end of our week for the theme of plants and how they grow. So we've talked about our words, we've gone over our words a lot. So today we're going to learn, before we do our questions on the big yucca plant, we're going to read a new story, a nonfiction about plants, and we're going to learn something, a text feature called diagram, a diagram. I believe we've done diagrams before. We're going to redo them, we're going to learn about them again, and we're going to look at a diagram. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to turn on, I'm going to show you a diagram on here. All right, so let's do, I won't do a plant because we'll be looking at plants. Let's do a, oh goodness, I can't even think. My brain is going, how about a bike? So a bike, I have to think about what a bike has because I'm going to label it. I'm not a very good drawer of bikes, but I'll do my best. Because when we don't think we can do something really great, we still try, do our best, and try to make it look like we want it to look. I know down here, bikes have chain and pedals. That's kind of a crazy bike. But if I wanted to label my bike, a label means you would tell what different parts are. So if these are my tires, so I could put tire and point to it. Then I'm going to draw a line over to that tire also. This is my seat. These are my handlebars. Kind of little tiny handlebars, aren't they? I could label my pedal. So the important parts that I want you to know about. Okay, so that's my crazy diagram for today. All right, so let's look at a diagram on here. That's not the one. I was looking up plant diagrams. Okay, so here's one. Parts of a, oh, I turned that off to hope that would work for us, and now it's still not working for me. All right, so we have parts of a wasp. Ooh. So a diagram, okay, so it's going to show us what the different body parts are. So we have here, it's pointing to his wing, This says feeler, and it's pointing to, like his little antennas, they feel with those. They can feel things. Feelers. Big eye. So this big black oval thing is his eye. And a stinger. And we can't really see it because, there we go. The stinger is a little tiny thing right there. That's a stinger. Here's his leg. So these are all his legs. It's labeling one of them. And then black stripes, and it's pointing to the black stripe on his back. So that's parts of a wasp, showing the different parts. All right, so this week, I thought it was going to work for me. Let me go switch it from over here. Now we're going to look at a diagram of a plant, and we're going to label it. So we have a tree, and our labels are over here, and it says trunk, branch, leaves, and root. So we're going to drag the words over to the right circle that's pointing to the right thing. Well, let's look. What is he pointing to? What is this line pointing to on the tree? The green part up here. The leaves, right? Okay, so let's grab leaves. See if this will work for me. Nope. All right. Hang on. This we'll only have to use this for a minute. All right, so leaves. There we go. Okay, how about this one over here? Can you see my arrow? That is pointing to, it's either the trunk, the branch, or the root. Right here. Yes, that is the trunk. Okay, down here at the bottom, underground, would that be the branch or the root? Yep, that would be the root. And then this part of the tree is the branch. All right, let's check.
Fantastic.
Okay, she said fantastic. I had her turned down a little bit. She said fantastic. So let's go to the next one. I'll click her again.
Correct.
So that time correct. All right, here's a dog. It's pointing to the different parts. So what is this right here? His ear, yes. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. So his ear. Whoop. Okay, right here is his, yep, tail. Oh, what's it pointing to right in there? Leg or mouth? His mouth. And then this would be his leg.
Good job.
Good job. Okay, so when you draw a picture, and if we say label the parts, that's the type of thing we mean. Write what each part is in the picture. Okay, oh, and we need our practice page book. So, if you don't have it, pause me and grab your practice page book. And we're going to do the labels of this. So this is the one you need, this page. Okay, and it says diagrams. That's bold because that's an important word. Diagrams are pictures that have labels. The labels tell about the parts. So these are our labels that we're going to use to tell about the parts of the plant. Look at the diagram of a plant. Use the words from the box to complete the diagram. Okay, so we have flower, leaf, root, stem. Okay, I want you to pause me and I want you to look at where the line is pointing and then write what it's pointing to. Do 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll read these one more time. Flower, leaf, root, stem. Okay, pause me. All right, you're back. Okay, so this is what you should have written. This is the leaf. This is the flower. This number 3 is the stem. And 4 is the root. Now, sometimes on vegetables, the root is what we eat, like on a potato and a carrot, turnips, the yucca. The thing underground is what you eat. Sometimes you eat the parts on the top. Okay, so the root is underground. It holds the plant in the soil, and that's where the nutrients can go up from the soil and the water and go into the plant. So leaf, flower, stem, and root. Okay. We are not going to do the back together on this page, so you can do it on your own if you would like, or cross it off. All right. Oh, that doesn't work, I forgot. All right, so in our new story, we have 3 words that are going to be in it. And actually, we already know some of them, because one of them was a vocabulary word this week. So in our story, the word sprout. Remember, sprout is when the plant begins to grow. So sprout is in our story. Root, what we were just talking about, the root under the part of the plant underground that holds it in place, and sometimes we eat the root. And then seed, another word from the story, seed, 2 E's together says E, seed. We plant the seed for the plant to grow. All right, so open up your big books to the story called, that's not it, How Plants Grow. Find this story. How Plants Grow. Now, this is the 3rd story of the week. Remember, the 3rd story a lot of times is a lot harder than the other 2. So sometimes we need help with this story, reading it, and that's okay. But it's a challenge. So sometimes on a challenge, when something is hard, you keep working at it until you're able to read it by yourself. All right, so this is nonfiction. And it's How Plants Grow. I'm going to go ahead and push the first one. It's going to read us the title and what it says down here. And then here's a label that's pointing to each of these 3 plants or vegetables, or actually those are fruits. Okay. Fruits because they have seeds.
How plants grow. A plant's life begins as a seed. Inside the seed is a little new plant. When the seed is planted, a root grows down in the soil. The root holds the seed in the soil. It takes in water too. These are all seeds.
Okay, so if you think about it, the seed grows into a plant, and it says, inside the seed is a little new plant that's going to grow. All right. So now we're going to try to read that together. How plants grow. A plant's life begins as a seed. Inside the seed is a little new plant. When the seed is planted, a root grows down in the soil. The root holds the seed in the soil. It takes in water too. So if a plant didn't have roots, it wouldn't live, because that's what holds it down into the soil, and that's what brings the water. And if your soil has nutrients, brings it back up into the plant. Okay, so now we have a picture of some seeds, and it looks like it's just sprouting. A plant is just sprouting. Oh, come on.
The stem grows up from the seed. When it pops out of the soil, it is called a sprout. green leaves grow on the stem. The leaves have a big job. They make food for the plant to live. The leaves use water, sunlight, and air to make food.
And that's why they're green. When they're green, they're making food. Okay, our turn. The stem grows up from the seed. When it pops out of the soil, it is called a sprout. Green leaves grow on the stem. The leaves have a big job. They make food for the plant to live. The leaves use water, sunlight, and air to make food. Okay, so there's a sprout and the leaves are going to start making food. Water, sunlight, and air, right? That's what they need. Okay, here's a little bit of a diagram here. It shows fruit and blossom. Okay, let's listen to it.
Over time, blossoms pop up on the plant. These blossoms are the plant's flowers. They can grow into a fruit such as this pumpkin. Many fruits can grow on one plant vine. Inside the fruit are seeds. These seeds can be used to grow new plants. Fruit, blossom.
Okay. Our turn. Over time, blossoms pop up on the plant. These blossoms are the plant's flowers. They can grow into a fruit such as this pumpkin. Many fruits can grow on one plant vine. Inside the fruit are seeds. These seeds can be used to grow new plants. So yes, a pumpkin is actually a fruit because it has seeds. And then we have fruit, blossom. So the blossoms that are the flowers turn into the fruit. Just like on an apple tree, when it blossoms into those flowers turn into apples. The apple grows from that. Oh, here's a nice diagram. Okay, let's listen to this one.
This tomato plant is fully grown. The tomatoes are ready to eat. Look at the diagram. What parts of the plant do you see? Blossom, fruit, seeds inside fruit, stem, leaf, root, shoot.
Okay, the shoot has everything on it. Okay, so we have, let's read this first. This tomato plant is fully grown. The tomatoes are ready to eat. Look at the diagram. What parts of the plant do you see? Let's read this side and then read this side. So we have fruit, seeds, and then it says inside fruit because the seeds are inside. Leaf, root down here, shoot, and then the stem and the blossom. So those will turn into tomatoes when they're ready. Okay, so that is a diagram. If you wanted to, you could draw a diagram, draw it like that and label it. It'd be kind of fun. Okay, so that story, like I said, that had some hard words in it. If you could reread it with someone later, that would be great. Over the weekend, we would like you to read all of your stories again. So you would read this one, and the big yucca plant. I probably can't do this. Let's see. And time to plant. So over the weekend, would like you to reread your stories. So when you come back next week, you've had lots of practice. Okay, so now we're going to do our questions on the big yucca plant. So for that one, now I've had you reread that quite a bit, okay? And I've reread it with you. So I'm going to leave this one up to you. If you would like to read this before you answer the questions, you would just pause me, read the story, and then come back to me to hear the questions. If you feel prepared, you think you remember, then I'm going to go ahead and read the questions and you go ahead and answer them. You can use your book, so you might want to keep your book open from when I know we just read the one right after it. So just come back to this and then get your test out and ready, which is not that. It disappeared on me. Open. There we go. Okay. So I want you to get your name at the top, right here. Okay, so this is about the story, The Big Yucca Plant. The one where they planted the plant and then they couldn't pull it out and they all helped each other and they had to ask pig, cat, and the rat. Remember, it's a play. This was a play because there were actors and parts in the play. All right, ready? Okay, so number 1 says, who tells the story? Who is telling the story? Is it the dad, the narrator, or Lola? Who is telling what happens before the characters speak? The dad, the narrator, or Lola? Okay, number 2. What kind of story is this? Fairy tale, play, or poem? What kind of story is this? Fairy tale, a play, or a poem? Okay, what is the setting? Where are they in the story? Are they at a school, in a zoo, or in a desert? Okay, and if you're not sure, because we didn't really talk about that, go back in. You know there's some of these that you know is not the answer. Because the kind of plants and things that grow here is somewhere where it's very hot. So think about if you know, are they at a school? If not, then that's not the answer. Are they at the zoo? If not, then that's not the answer. Are they in a desert? All right, number 4. What is a root? A piece of candy? The part of a plant that grows underground? Or a leaf? What is a root? A piece of candy? The part of a plant that grows underground? Or a leaf? And what happens at the end of the story? At the very end, listen to your choices. Rat helps them pull out the tree, the plant. They all thank Rat, or Lola goes home. Look at the very ending. Which one of those is the very ending of the story? Rat helps them pull out the tree. They all thank Rat, or Lola goes home. Okay. When you have one answer colored in for each of those, then make sure you send that picture to your teacher. Okay, so remember, I want you to read the big yucca plant, the other plant one, and Time to Grow, and I keep forgetting the names of all the stories. Sorry about that. The big yucca plant, How Plants Grow, and Time to Plant. Read your 3 stories over the weekend. So if you need a break, you can do it tomorrow, you can do it Sunday, okay? And then, or Monday, because we're off on Monday, and we will come back to school next Tuesday, A-Day kids. Okay, so it's Friday, so have a great weekend. Send in your work to your teachers, and I'll see you next week, either on Zoom or here, and your teachers will see the rest of you. All right, bye guys.